This is the open discussion I decided to organize around the Blacklist and the theme of racism, which seem to be connected for some reason. We will see if they are or not. Okay. So although I don't live in the USA, although I'm not African American, I'm a person. And I'm a civilized person. That means if someone is a racist on my watch, I'm going to call this person out. I'm not going to allow it. I've never allowed it. And I would not start doing it now. So let it be clear, guys, that I believe that independently of our race or color of skin, racism is a human's right question. It's an issue that belongs to everyone, independently of the color of your skin. Okay? So it is as much my problem as it is the problem of an African American. So it has a lot to do with this belief that we are superior to someone else due to our race, the color of our skin. Okay, this is the meaning of racism. I treat someone as my inferior because they are from a different race. This is racism, okay? Disagreeing with someone from a different ethnicity or color of skin is not necessarily racism. It's just disagreement. It's called human interaction. We will not agree with each other all the time, guys. Let's get logic here. We will not agree with each other all the time. We live in a global society with internet all over the place, and we have to deal with differences. And if someone from another race, another religion, another culture disagrees with you, they disagree. It's their right. It's not their right to disrespect you and then call you a racist because you call them off. No, let me repeat it. Racism is when you treat someone like an inferior because they are from a certain race or because they have a certain color of skin, okay? Bigotry, which was another big subject that I saw coming to the table in these Blacklist discussions, and a lot of it was so interesting to me, I have to admit. I was partly shocked because I didn't know there was so much hatred and so much madness, and I mean really mental madness. I had no idea. But at the same time, as a social phenomenon, this is very interesting, very interesting. If you can distance yourself a little bit, right? So bigotry is another term that I saw coming to the table a lot. And I think it is interesting to reflect then again on the base. What does it mean, right? So if someone comes into your space and they disrespect you or they attack you or they target you or they defame you and you defend yourself, it doesn't mean you're a racist or you're a bigot. It just means you're defending yourself. That's it. And having a certain religious background or being of a specific race does not give you the right to target and to harm people. This is just nonsense. It's madness, okay? Another term, and this will probably be another event all by itself because it's so interesting, cultural appropriation. Another concept that came to the table a lot in this Blacklist madness, and obviously it's on the table whenever we speak about Egyptian dance, because as foreigners, we are not necessarily appropriating a certain culture, but we are learning and drinking from that culture. So appropriation includes a certain level of disrespect or abuse for that culture. Rest assured, in today's world, all of us drink from each other's cultures. I have personally grown up surrounded by different cultures. I have learned flamenco when I was a very little girl. I have learned classical ballet. I have learned tribal African dances. I have learned salsa and Argentinian tango, and man, I'm Portuguese. Okay, so I have worked with people from around the world. I've worked with Egyptians and lived with Egyptians for almost a decade. I mean, we live in a global world, so we have to straighten our notion of what cultural appropriation is. All of us eat and drink from another cultures, literally and metaphorically. My favorite food is Indian, for instance. I know how to cook Indian food, by the way. Am I culturally appropriating India? Should I be put on a cross because I know how to cook a mean vegetable curry? I mean, come on, we have to start thinking. So in my perspective, and then again, let me know if you see it otherwise. The Blacklist was created due to a problem I wasn't aware of hatred and deep frustration. Dancers who are not visible for some reason. Dancers who are not feeling seen, who are not feeling valued, who are not feeling they're getting their space, who are not feeling they are allowed to have their own path in the dance, feeling enraged and frustrated and not really knowing how to use that and how to communicate that. And as a teacher, because I'm a dancer, but I'm also a teacher, and I have a platform. And my platform, Joana Saahirah's World, and my school, they stand for values. I don't sell classes. I sell a vision. So in my vision, our community, the Egyptian dance community around the world, is a community of people who feel seen, and people who can come together and share and grow and support each other in a healthy way. So I don't know, but I would love to know where all this hatred and frustration comes from, so that I can at least ask myself, how can I change this? How can I help change this? This is madness, guys. Again, remember, we live in a global society. And the more the internet develops, the more we come together with many differences, many differences. In my school, I have people from India, I have people from Spain, I have people from Japan, I have people from South Africa, from USA, from China, from Barbados. I mean, do I expect everyone to think like me, to vote like me, to believe the same things I believe, to eat the same food? This is madness. I wouldn't be able to exist in the world if I was this kind of bigot. That's a bigot, by the way. That's the real definition of a bigot. I think we have to be very clear collectively, but I mean in terms of the dance community, about the standards that should be used to evaluate dancers and to give opportunities to dancers. And this is a very large subject, because even in Egypt, and we're talking about the birth of the dance, do you think there is no discrimination in Egypt? Look at my face. I mean, and there are so many different kinds of discrimination. Dancers are discriminated for different reasons. Now, if we talk about racism specifically, and this is something that I will ask you at the end of the discussion, what could we do, each one of us? And I've been asking that myself for weeks now. What can I do to allow Black dancers or Asian dancers who feel a target of racism to be seen more, to be more supported, to be given more fair opportunities? Of course, fair opportunities. I don't believe you should be given an opportunity because you're white or Black or pink or Asian. No, you should be given an opportunity, let's say professionally, if you are the best for that job, period. I mean, come on, let's not joke around. You know, if you are the best for that job, I don't care your color, your religion, your ethnicity, you're the best, you win the job. This should be the criteria. It's really not about the color of your skin or your ethnic background or the political side you vote for. What? How does that affect the quality of your dance? I mean, doesn't make any sense. And think outside of the box. I thought, how is that possible that they're discriminating me because I don't look Lebanese enough? because I'm not thin enough, or because I don't have plastic surgery. I don't have plastic boobs. I don't have cheeks. I don't have the silicone on my lips. What the hell is that? Am I supposed to be valued because of my talent, because of the quality of my show, or because of the way I look? What the hell is that? And this was right in the beginning of my career. So I opened the door to this, it's a can of worms. So of course, I'm not saying that is exactly the same. I totally get it. That being Black or Asian, for instance, it's so far from the ideal of what an Oriental dancer should look like, that the barriers you have to overcome are way bigger. And not even mentioning the racism at large, right? Because racism is a problem at large. Not only when you're going for a gig in Oriental dance, we're just speaking about the field of Oriental dance, but if we speak about racism at large, and especially in the USA, it's a big social problem. Student, what can I do to make you feel like you have a space, that you're not going to be judged by the color of your skin, that you're going to be evaluated by what you bring to the table as a dancer, not by the way you look? What can I do? I think this is important. It's very important. I also received messages from African-American dancers privately who told me, Joana, I've lost jobs to less talented dancers because I'm Black. I've lost competitions to less talented dancers because I'm Black. And my perspective on racism in our field, it's really not about shutting these voices down. It's about asking for responsibility. So the ones who accuse dancers of racism, stand up and tell, why are you accusing these people of racism when they were actually not racist at all? So get the concept of racism clear in your head so that you can fight for your rights. If you don't know what the hell you're talking about, you're gonna make a mess out of this issue. Instead of solving it, you're gonna contribute to the problem. So stop mixing hating on people with racism. If you hate on people, it's a problem you gotta solve. If you are a target of racism for real, bring it forth. I wanna know about it. This is why I created this discussion as well. I personally reached out to Black dancers and told them, honey, I'm hosting this discussion. Come, tell us what happened. Tell us what it is like to be a Black dancer in our community. Because I am educated dancers that are going to be the professionals of tomorrow, even when I'm gone. I have had students for 20 years, the same students for 20 years. I know that my work has an impact. I want to be sure that I'm leaving the field of Oriental dance in a better shape than what I found when I started. So it is my responsibility to ask myself and you, because you have a brain, so think with me. Think with me. How do we protect each other? It's not them and us. There are no them and us, guys. We are people living in the same world. What affects me will affect you indirectly and vice versa. So stop dividing people. Stop separating. This is not how we evolve, and this is not what Egyptian dance stands for. Okay, how do we protect each other from racism and other types of discrimination? If anyone has ideas, proposals, you either share them with me in the live chat or email me directly. I promise you, we will work on this together. I will do my part. You can be sure. This you can be sure. I will do my part. It's in my character. I've always been a fighter for what I believe in, so it would not be different now. But do your part as well, if you feel it in your conscience that it's the right thing to do, okay? So let me know either via email or in the live chat, what do you think in practical terms? Each one of us in the country where we are, and we are in very different countries, what can we do? The teachers, the students, the owners of the venues, the organizers of the competitions, the organizers of the festivals. What can we do so that everyone feels included? So that dancers know they will be judged by their value as a dancer. not by their color, not by the size of their. You may think these problems are not your problem. And you may think, oh, I have no power to change things. Oh, yeah, you do. Everyone does. Many little actions make a big difference. Remember that the collective is nothing but the sum of the individual. There is no collective. Collective is a sum of many individuals. We change the collective by changing the individual. A global world requires a global perspective. And this is the launch, perhaps, of another discussion, another event. What do I mean by this? The more we open up to the world, and with the internet, we are in contact with everyone. As I told you, in my school, I have people literally from all over the globe, literally. So the more you open your world, the more you have to open your mind. Why? Because a person from India will not see the world the way you see it. And the person from USA will not necessarily see the same question the way you see it. Or a person from France, or from South Africa, or from Senegal, or from Spain. The more global our dance world becomes, the more global our mind must become. The more open and humble, not necessarily to agree, necessarily to listen. It doesn't mean I'm gonna agree with everyone. It doesn't mean I'm gonna hold everyone's values dearly to my heart, but at least I'm gonna listen to them and respect them. So if I share something about Egyptian dance with you and you disagree, oh, this Joana, she's crazy. What she's talking about? I would love you to come to me and tell me, Joana, I disagree with you. I'm gonna tell you why. This is disagreement. I will not allow you to come to me and say, Joana, you know nothing about what you're saying. You're an ignorant asshole. That's disrespect. So in a global world, you have to understand that disagreeing and listening to each other is essential. It's not optional anymore. But as we become more and more global, we have to respect differences more and more as well. Intricacies of the choreography and the expression, I noticed they were not focused on enjoying the dance. They were focusing on seeing who was doing it better, who was the most impressive, who was superior to whom. I get nuts. I say, okay, I cannot hold myself. So I asked for the DJ to stop the music. I asked for the microphone. And at this point, the organizer already knew me a little bit. So he was afraid. He said, oh, what is she gonna say? I'm afraid of this wild person. So I openly told that full theater, I said, guys, I know you have it in your heart to deliver your heart to the dance, but you're not there yet. And unless you start comparing each other and competing with each other and checking each other's hair and bedla and who does it better, I cannot go on with the workshop. I will say my apologies. I will ask the organizer to give your money back and I will go to my hotel room. I will not continue. There was silence in the theater. Nobody said a thing. And I explained a little bit better. And I showed them, this is how you're doing. And this is how I want you to do. And they got it. They got it. They understood. And the energy of the room changed instantly. There were people crying because nobody had ever told them they don't have to be the best. They just have to show up. Enjoy. Do your thing. Why you have to put so much pressure on you to be better than your colleague, to look at your sister in dance like she's something to fight against or to go to be better than? Why? Who put this in your head? There were people crying and thanking me at the end. Joana, thank you so much for that. We really needed that. You know, the thing is, we're here now, aren't we? Have we ripped anyone apart? So somehow we're here because of them. Good things can come from very bad stuff, you see? If they didn't do it, we're doing it. And you know, when I announced this discussion, I got emails from defenders from the Blacklist. They say, who are you to organize an open discussion? I say, why not? Who are you? Who are you to tell me not? Who are you to tell me not? Have you done something about it? No, but you're not Black. You cannot do this. Really? Okay, watch me. First of all, I don't need to be Black or white or yellow or pink or red to do the right thing. According to my character and my education, you do the right thing. You do your best to do the right thing, period. Second, if you're not doing anything about it, someone has to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. If you want to join me, you're welcome. If you don't want, you're welcome not to join as well. It's okay. I think it is easier to destroy than to build. This is the big thing, is that it is so easy. I hate you. You're a racist. You're not going to be hired anymore. I'm going to hate you forever and tell everyone not to hire you. You think you're a genius? Because you say that, because you're harming people, it takes a genius? No, it doesn't take a genius. It's very easy to destroy. This is why there are so many more destroyers than creators. Because creating, it's a lot of work. And you really have to put yourself in it. You have to build something. It's way more exhausting than just destroying. You can destroy something like that. Building takes time and effort. The sisters in dance must come together and say, you know what? If I'm dancing in the same nightclub, I would personally go to the owner. If you don't hire my friend because she's Black, I'm out. I'm gone. And I know this will mean that you will lose work, that you will harm yourself eventually, at least temporarily. But if we don't stand up for each other, it's very hard. And this is also why so many African-American dancers are enraged and frustrated and feel the need to create a blacklist, because I get it. I don't think that alone they can fight this. They need help from other dancers who are not necessarily Black dancers. And not because, oh, you're a Black dancer, so you're gonna be privileged because you're Black. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you work in the same venue as other dancers and you know a colleague is being discriminated due to her color, this is just my opinion, guys, don't take me wrong. If I was in your place, I would step up and say, why are you not hiring her? If she's as good as we are, or even better. I would have the guts to go to the owner and ask him, why? Why is my colleague being put out because of her color? I don't want to dance in a place that does this. I don't. Does that make me a troublemaker? Yeah, perhaps. But maybe we need more troublemakers then, if that's what a troublemaker look like, you know? Maybe we need less people who shut up when they see something wrong. You understand? And today you stand up for your sister, tomorrow she will stand up for you when you least expect it. You say, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. I have my place. She's the one being discriminated. Yeah. But tomorrow you may need her help. Tomorrow you may be discriminated for something else. And if you stand up for someone today, there is a high probability they're going to stand up for you tomorrow. So, you know, I really think we have to get, you know, into this personal responsibility thing, and also take a little risk for others. For the ones who are not strong enough in their social position to fight for their rights, not yet. I think this is really something that belongs to all of us, but it is just my perspective. You don't even have to agree, you know. And many dancers will tell me, no, Joana, I will not harm myself or my work to stand for someone else. I get it. Especially if you're a professional dancer, you need the money, you need the job. I understand that. I've been living off my dance work for more than 20 years. I know what it means to need the money from your work. But I also know that there is always a price to pay when you shut up and when you remain silent while you see something wrong happening in front of you. It's gonna bite you in your ass sooner or later. And you may feel it's not your problem, but it will become your problem indirectly one day. Okay? I know that. But the more you stand up for your sisters in dance, the more you say, not on my watch. No, you ain't. Not on my watch. The more you will not only empower your sisters and not allow racism to happen, but you will empower yourself. A dancer who has the guts to say, you're not gonna discriminate my sister, and if you do, I'm out. Oh, I like that person. And this brings respect. You cannot buy respect. It's something that you gain from your character, you know? So this is a way. Obviously, in schools, and this would be interesting to discuss with teachers, you know, teachers of Egyptian dance. How do we treat our students? Do teachers discriminate dancers because they are from a different race, a different skin color? I have never personally seen that, but I have heard stories. People have PM'd me telling me they do. I don't know how is that possible, but apparently it happens. So teachers have to take responsibility as well and get an education, be civilized. I mean, there is nothing more unprofessional than discriminating a student because they're black or white, or because they're old or young, or pink or yellow or short or tall. I mean, there's nothing more unprofessional, more amateur. It's amateur. It's medieval, literally medieval. So I can speak for myself, but other teachers, I feel, must have an active role when they're teaching online, when they're teaching physically. Treat everyone equally. When you are in a competition, judges, judge talent. Be very clear why you're there. You're judging what? You're judging the color of the skin of someone? You're judging their age? You're judging their ethnicity? What are you judging? What are you evaluating exactly, right? So judges must also know what they stand for, and what are we looking for? Are we looking for the best dancers to perpetuate and represent the dance? I know I am. If I'm a judge, I want to give the first prize to the best dancer, because this person is gonna dance more and is gonna represent my dance. So I'm gonna win like a side effect win, you know. What can we do? We can get together more in other formats and bring the voices of Black dancers, of Asian dancers, of transsexual dancers. Why not? And start by listening to them. And what's happening? What kind of problems do you face? What's happening? And how can we help? And mind you, helping will never come through the targeting of people, or blocking people, or harming people, or defaming people. I think we've crossed the line of understanding it has nothing to do with protecting people from anything. That's just nonsense. Okay, so the hatred that is going around in our community must be solved separately. If you have a problem of hate, solve it. I mean, don't mix it with racism. Oh, I'm hating on you because you're a racist. Even if you're not, I'm putting my hate on you because I need to put my hate on someone. I need to release it. Okay. You know, knock your head on the wall a few times. Maybe you will get your hate out of your system. What can I do for you? You have a hate problem, solve it. Don't harm people because of it. So as a global community, we need to have a global vision, remember, right? So email me and let me know, what do you think we could do? And what would you like me to do at Joana Saahirah's World platform, with the access I have to people from all over the place, in order to be a part of the solution? I want to know.